is it told the right story about him, and I think it's also helped them to open their heart to see what he means to other people. Something that captures me, and I said I wouldn't do it because I got emotional earlier, and I think a few of us all have. At some time, it just happens with this film. I don't think it's just being deeply involved, but really it's just seeing the level, the degree of what he did without trying. And I think that something that captures me is what Alan Temoananui said, which is he really set off a massive resurgence of indigenous pride, not just in Hawaiians, but in Maoris, in Australians, in other Polynesian races. And I think for Isaac to be able to capture that, to show that power, that's the message I tried to share with Didi and Billy Robello and Elian Kahanamoku, who you see here in the film. And I think they see that, and it's an opportunity for them to follow in their great uncle's steps and to follow that passion and that love and to choose love over all things. And that seems to bring happiness, and I think that that's what's been happening. So it's been a powerful movement, and we've had a lot of exchanges. Didi Robello has been at my side now for 4 showings, and this is a family member, and he's blown away, and it causes him to send me old texts of incredible photos. I have the nicknames of all those Kahanamokus that are stepping and walking off boards. Those are all the Duke's brothers. And there's just some incredible family stories. So I think this has created a real renaissance within the family. So I think it's a real aloha for their ohana for their family.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
I was just going to say, one of the things for me, because growing up, one thing people don't realize is there's hundreds of thousands of Polynesians in Utah. So
a lot, like especially Salt Lake. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of us, out there. I mean, I'm a
plate lunch everywhere. No,
I'm a product created in Hawaii, growing up there. But I think the interesting thing for me making this is, one, for me, a motivation for me was meeting my own Polynesians that didn't know who this guy was, and then when we traveled the world working on this, he's more celebrated in the country that he represented than the country he represented. It really surprised me, and I would hope eventually, like, this is, maybe it kicks off. It helps it, and like all of us can do our part. But I would hope that when we talk about Jesse Owens, Jackie Robinson, and Muhammad Ali, and all these greats that have done some amazing things, that Duke would finally find his place in that conversation. Because he didn't have to love what he represented here, but he did. And it's like, I feel like we could do our part to celebrate him more, and that's what I hope.
Technically predates Jesse Owens.
Yeah, he predates all of them.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's an interesting thread that Isaac and Billy alluded to. David and I have been very involved with the Olympic movement, both U.S. and international. We've been to the last 14 Olympics and served in many capacities. But, Duke was involved with 5 Olympiads. And what struck me is one beautiful thread that Isaac wove in there is his love of the other athletes and his elegance and respect for the other athletes. And you notice he always shook hands or reached down. You don't see that in Olympic competition anymore. His relationship with Cecil Healy, who said, I'm not going to compete unless I have Duke here. I mean, who would ever do that in the Olympic Games? Everybody is very self-centered about who they are and winning the medal. The other thing that was beautiful for me in my work with athletes is when he got to Pittsburgh for his first Olympic trials and had no idea how to swim in a pool and do turns and learn the protocol of being an Olympic swimmer. This guy, Kistler, from the University of Pennsylvania says, young man, I'm going to show you how to do turns. I'm going to show you how to start. I'm going to show you how you can take your raw talent and become a, and of course Duke was not arrogant, but very gracious, and he accepted that. And these are things we don't see today in Olympic competition or in elite sports.
And I would say even more importantly too, the individuals that, it's all about access now, access to opportunity. Those individuals that stood up for him I mean, to do it in those days where racial inequality was where it's at, I mean, they're co-stars. They're co-stars in this movie, and it's so great to see, like I said, that fiber of, this is your life, to see those people treat Duke with the respect and love that he deserved in that time.
I think he drew the good out of people. He really did. Like, it's pretty obvious when you see all the footage and everything in there. And side note, did you guys see the board here, by the way, from the rescue?
Oh, we should, yeah. Shout out to Dale Smith, who brought the board. That was the actual board in the rescue.
Yeah. What the?
Yeah, just.
It's just nothing big, just life-saving
No biggie, right? And some great photos.
First life-saving surfboard.
From the museum. So thank you, Dale, if you're out there. Oh, there he is, front row. Yes. Well, I know you guys are in store for a whirlwind tour, and as I stated, it means so much to the entire Coast Film Festival team that you guys chose to make this the West Coast premiere. I heard the Hawaii. Just permission to ask, how did the Hawaii thing go? I just saw on Instagram.
Hawaii was amazing. Talk about the spirit of aloha and love. The Duke lives. I mean, the fact that we're from different parts we're all together here, up here. I mean, Steve and I went to Hawaii. We were greeted so incredibly graciously. I could barely walk. I had like 50 of these around my neck. It was just, and I actually, Billy teared up a little bit when Eli Kalamogo gave me. I actually started to cry when she gave me. So it was amazing.
And Billy was very kind. The day after, he took us out and gave us a little lesson, and really treated us to not only aloha but some incredible waves.
And as it should be,
Well, this is the perfect place. Like, I was watching the sunset last night, surrounded by surfers. I was like, oh, okay, this is why we're here. Like, look at this. Like, I was just trying to take pictures of the sunset, and literally there were surfers every single time, and I'm like, this is awesome. So yeah, it's great.
Well, I know this film is going to start an avalanche of aloha, and it's going to open this story to so many people. And we thank you guys for having that intrepid, just undaunted approach to get behind this. It's like I said, it's such a juggernaut of a story. It's shocking that it hasn't been told in this way. And I think we're all better for it. So big round of applause, you guys. Waterman. And just enjoy the rest of your stay here. And mahalos. So many mahalos. Thank you.